Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to do exercise 13.2 of chapter number 13. Name of the chapter is direct and inverse proportion. Okay. So in the previous video we had already completed our exercise 13.1. Here we are going to see some of the questions from the exercise 13.2. Now in this video we are going to solve question number 1 to 5. Rest other 6 to 11 we will do in the next video. Okay. So here is the first question. Which of the following are in inverse proportion? That means you have to tell which of the following among the 5 condition is given. Among the 5 condition you have to tell which of the following is a inverse proportion. Okay. Inverse proportion, that means how it will be. If x value is increases, that means y value will be decreases, and it will be vice versa. If x value will be decreases, then y value will be increases. Like this, x1 into y1 is equals to x2 into y2. This is the only, isn't it? So in this way we know the definitions. In the previous video we had already completed our definitions, isn't it? So according to that, reading the question, we have to know whether the statements are in the inverse proportion or not. Okay. Similarly, in question number 2, it is said that in a television games show, the prize money of rupees 1 lakh is to be divided equally among the winners. Okay, complete the following table and find whether the prize money given to an individual winner is directly or inversely proportional to the number of winner. That means here what we have to do it, we have to say whether it is a direct proportion or in the inverse proportion. The two definitions we had already studied, direct and inverse proportion. So in the question number 2 we have to find out whether the number of winners will be direct proportion to the price for each winner, or number of winners is inverse proportion to the price for each winner. This we have to find in the question number 2. Okay. Now in question number 3 it is said that we are having the wheels using spokes. Okay, a wheel is made using the spokes. He wants to fix equal spokes in such a way that the angle between any pair of the consecutive spokes are given. Help them to completing the following table. So here the spokes is being wheel is made by using the spokes. Okay, and the spokes are in the form of a pair of consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers, everybody know what do you mean by consecutive numbers? Consecutive numbers means additions of one take place in every steps. Okay. Now here are the diagrams which is being given, and number of spokes are given as 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and angles between a pair of consecutive spokes are 90, 60, dash dash dash. The 3 blank space is there. We have to find those 3 blank space in this question. Clear? Next question. Here in the question continuation of question number 3 only, are the number of spokes and the angle formed consecutive spokes are in inverse proportion. That means it is asking whether it is in inverse proportion or not. Okay. Next, second, it is asking that calculate the angle between a pair of consecutive spokes on a wheel spoke. So here one by one we are going to see the questions while solving it. Okay. Next, question number 4, what it says that if a box of sweets is divided among 24 children, okay, they will get 5 sweets each. Many would each get if the number of children is reduced by 4. Reduced by 4, that means obviously some kind of words are indicating that it belongs to the inverse proportion. Here the number of children is reduced by 4. That means we have to apply here inverse proportion. Okay. Question number 5. A farmer has enough food to feed 20 animals in his cattle for 6 days. How would the food last in there for 10 animals? So here we are going to see the solutions one by one. So here we had already seen the question for exercise 13.2, isn't it? Please write the questions in your copy along with the solution. So here is the answer. What the first question of exercise 13.2 says that we have to say that whether the statements are in inverse proportion or not. The first statement is the number of workers on a job and the time to complete the job, whether it is in inverse proportion or not. So we know that more is the number of workers to do a job, less is the time taken to finish the job. So in this case, increasing the number of worker is there and decreasing the time is there, isn't it? So here it will be inverse proportion. As I told you that when the value of x is increases and y is decreases, there we can apply the inverse proportion. So here the number of workers is more, so they will take less time. So more is x and less is y. So here it is an inverse proportion. Clear? In the second part of question number 1, statement says that the time taken for a journey and distance traveled in a uniform speed. Here it is talking about uniform speed. So clearly more is the time taken, more is the distance traveled in a uniform speed. So in this case, equality is there. More time as well as uniform distance. Uniform distance, that means a constant distance. So x and y both are here constant, that means both are increasing. So here we can say that in this case direct proportion is happening. Okay, clearly more is the area. Third part of the question, what it says, that area of the cultivated land and the crop harvested. So here clearly more is the area cultivated land, more the crop harvested. Therefore this condition or this statement is of direct proportion statement. In the same way, the fourth part is, we know that more is the speed of the vehicle, less is the time. One is increasing, another one is decreasing. More the speed and less the time. That means x is increasing, y is decreasing, isn't it? So it is the condition of inverse proportion. Now in the fifth part, clearly more is the population, that means less area. Okay, so here again inverse proportions take place. Question number 2, what we have to do? We have to find the number of winners. Number of winners is already given. We have to find the price for each winner in rupees form. Okay, this is the question we are having. Now let's see the solutions for this. Question number 2. So in question number 2, clearly more the number of winners, less is the price for each winner, isn't it? More the number of winners, less is the price for each winner. So in this case inverse proportion is happening. So what we have to do? 4 into x is equals to 1 into 1 lakh. So that will be finding the value of x. X is equals to 1 lakh divided by 4, that will be 25,000. So what is the first value? We got it as 25,000. That means for 4 it is 25,000. That means number of winner, if it is 4, that means each winner will get 25,000. Clearly? Then next question is, if the number of winners will be 5, then what will be the price among will get among the 5 winners? So 5 into y is equals to 1 into 1 lakh. So y, for finding the value of y, what we will going to do? 1 lakh will be going to divided with 5. So how much it will be? It will be y is equals to 20,000. That means if the number of winners is 5, that means 20,000 each member will get. Clear? In the same way, for if the number of winners will be 8, then how much money each winner will get? That is 12,500 money each people will get. That is the value of z. Okay, the blank space we had considered as x, y, z, like that. So x into 8 into z is equals to 1 into 1 lakh. So z is equals to 10,000 upon 8. That will be not 10,000. 1 lakh upon 8 is equals to 12,500. Clear? Next, if the number of winners is 10. Okay, so number of price for each winner will be considered by us as t. So 10 into t is equals to 1 into 1 lakh. So t is equals to 1 lakh divided by 10. So if the number of winners is 10, then each winner will get 10,000 rupees. Similarly, If the number of winners are 20, then price for each winner we had considered as W. So W is equals to 1 into 1 lakh upon 20. So each winner will get 5,000 rupees. Clear? So in this way we have to find it. It is very clearly given that the number of winners is increasing. So the price for each winner will be decreases. So X value is increases and Y value is decreases. That means it is a condition for the inverse proportion. Okay. Now question number third. In question number third, we had already seen that we have to find the a wheel is made by using the spokes. Okay. And the degrees are being given as 90, 60 and the rest other we have to find. So three conditions are applied in this question. So while seeing the three conditions in this question, we have to find the required answer for this. Clear? Now, let's see what is asked in the question in part A of third question. Are the number of spokes and the angles formed between the pair of the consecutive spokes is in inverse proportion? That means here again it is asking the condition that whether it is an inverse proportion or not. So for that what we have to do? Solution is clearly more is the number of spokes, less is the measures of angles between a pair of consecutive spokes. So we observe that 4 into 90 is equals to 6 into 60. It will be 360, isn't it? 4 into 90 and 6 into 60. From where we got this value? We got this value from the question itself, that is from the table. 4 into 60 and 6 into 4 into 90 and 6 into 60 we got from the table, from the question itself. Okay. Then seeing this table, that is 4 into 90 is equals to 6 into 60 is equals to 360. We can easily say that the condition is of inverse proportion. So for finding the rest other degrees, what we have to do is we have to apply the inverse proportion. So inverse proportion conditions, everybody know that x1 into y1 is equals to x2 into y2, isn't it? So x1 is 8 into x is equals to 4 into 90. So finding the value of x, what we will get? 4 into 90 upon 8. So the value will be 45 degree. Okay. If the number of spokes are 8, then the angle between the spoke will be 45 degree. Similarly, if the number of spokes will be 10, then how much the degree will be? So if the number of spokes will be 10, so 10 into y is equals to 4 into 90. So that will be how much? Y is equals to 36 degree. If the number of spokes are 10, then the angles between the consecutive spokes will be 36. Clear? Similarly, for 12 into z is equals to 4 into 90. So z value will be how much? That will be 30. Thus, if the number of spokes is 12, it means the degree between the two consecutive spokes will be 30 degree. Clear everyone? Now, this up to here we had finded the solutions for the table. Okay, tabular form. Now, three statements are again given in the questions. The statement answer is here. This is the answer for the question number 3 only. Continuation of the third question. Yes, the number of spokes and the angle formed between the pair of consecutive spokes are in inverse proportion. That means in the statement it is asked whether it is an inverse proportion or not. So here the answer is yes. Yes, it is an inverse proportion. Second part of the question, it is asked that calculate the angle between a pair of consecutive spokes on a wheel with 15 spokes. Okay. So if we are considering the angle between a pair of consecutive spokes be x with a 15 spokes, so 15 into x is equals to 4 into 90. So x is equals to 24 degree. So the required angle will be 24 degree if the number of spokes will be 15. Now the next part of the question, how many spokes would be needed if the angles between a pair of consecutive spokes is 40 degree. Here the angle is given. Till now we had finded the angle when the number of spokes is given. But in the third part of question number 3, here angle is given. We have to find the number of spokes, just opposite of the above. Okay, so let the number of spokes be x. So x into 40 is equals to 4 into 90. So x is equals to 9 spokes. 9 spokes will be there if the angles two consecutive if the angles between the two consecutive spokes will be 40 degree. Clear everyone? Now let's see the solutions for question number 4. In the question number 4, it is said that if a box of sweets is divided among 24 children, they will get 5 sweets each. How many would each get if the number of the children is reduced by 4? So the question is said that the number of children were reduced by 4. So if 24 is the total students, if 24 is the total number of children and 4 students or 4 children is reduced, that means how many children are left out? That is 20 children. Why it is 20 children? Because 24 minus 4 will be 20. That's why. Okay. So let the 20 children get how many sweets? X number of sweets. Okay. Then in the tabular form, number of children is 24. Then they will get 5 sweets each. If the number of children are 20, then we have to find how many sweets each student or a children will get. By seeing the question, it is in number of, if the number of students is in children is increases, that means number of sweets will be decreases. So it is in the condition of inverse proportion, isn't it? So x1 into y1 is equals to x2 into y2. So 24 into 5 is equals to 20 into x. So that will be how much? 24 into 5 is 120. Divided by 20, we will get 6. So how much is the answer? Thus each children get 6 sweets if the number of children are 20. Clear everyone? Now for question number 5, what the question number 5 says: a farmer has enough food to feed 20 animals in his cattle for 6 days. How long would the food last if there were 10 more animals in his cattle? Okay, so what we have to do here, let the food will now last for x days. That x days we have to consider. Okay, so in the table form, number of animals will be 20, then the number of days will be 6. If 10 more animals is added, that means 20 plus 10 will be 30. So for that number of days we had considered as x, isn't it? So that x value you have to find. Here if the number of animals is increases, then the number of days will be decreases, isn't it? So this condition is for inverse proportion. So what is inverse proportion is x1 into y1 is equals to x2 into y2. So x1 value we are having 20, y1 value we are having 6. So 6 into 20 into 6 is 120. x2 value we are having 30 and y2 value we are having x. So 30 into x will be 30x. Okay. Now 120 is equals to 30x. So 120 will be get divided by 30 to get the value of x. So what is the value of x we are having here? The value of x we are having as 4. Clear? Now does the food last for 4 days for 30 animals? So here we are, here the question 1 to 5 is over. Hope you people understood the questions. Thank you everyone.